Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video right here, we're going to continue working on the upper part of the cowl. My last video, we worked on the bottom part of the kick panel underneath the cowl and getting that upper piece cut off of the cowl. In this video here, we got some spot rust or some pitted rust that we're going to spot weld around. So let's get in there, take a couple more pieces off the front of the cowl panel and see if we can weld up some pitted rusty metal. Stay tuned. What we're going to do here is we are still on the cowl section after repairing all this. So my last video, we repaired this here, fixed all this down through here, got a patch of rust out here. So before we can start putting this back on, we're going to fix some stuff up and in here. So all back and in there looks really good. But I know on the other side, and you can see a little bit happening on this side, got a decent pit right here, a little bit of rust damage right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here off, because if you've got this kind of pitting going on here, back up and in there, and on this piece here, I'll guarantee you underneath this we're going to have some issues. And that piece, you can see it runs right up through here, and this is where your hood hinges will bolt to on the front of your cowl. It'll be this area right here. So it looks like they are only looks like they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 spot welds there. So 8 spot welds that holds that little bracket in, and you can see here is your little spots for your hood brace and bracket and all that stuff to go. Pretty sure that's where the hood, it's either where the hood or your fender, inner fender, but I'm thinking it's the hood mount here. But yeah, so we're going to get ready and drill these spot welds out, and we're going to take that piece off inside here so we can fix the back side of this and fix the little bracket back in there, and then we'll just come back and we will C-clamp it on and we will weld it back on. I got a spot right here I want to fix too. So in behind that piece back here, we're going to find some issues. Got that drilled out there. You can see where I drilled it. So had to put some drills right here, holes there, and then there was 3 across the top here. What I had to do is I had to get my oh man, I don't even know the name of that thing now. Plasma cutter. Had to get it on the back side and pop a little hole right here so I knew where these were. But let's pull it out and see what it looks like. Well, never mind, it fell out. Looks like it's falling out here. We're good. Yeah. Okay. There we go. See, It don't look too bad. There's some pitting right there though. And it don't look too bad on back up and in there. So we're definitely going to have to address this right here. Well, first I got to get it cleaned up. But let's see our piece here. So that's our piece. See, I got to get that right there. What about the back side of it? It don't look too bad. Heck of a lot easier to work on it outside the truck. Let me get it cleaned up. Get everything cleaned up in there. Okay. Here it is all cleaned up. Not as bad as I thought, but again, it ain't great. Definitely got to fix this here. Probably this entire piece right here. And then hard to show it. It's back up and in here. There's a spot right there. The rest of them is just real small, kind of rough feeling, but treatable. The actual stuff I'm going to have to replace, not that many, so we'll definitely have to replace this piece here. And this end here. And then I know for a fact up in here, which is this part of the truck here. So on the inside, around this arch, probably down to about right here, up and around, is rotted pretty good. So that's going to be fun right there, trying to make this piece here. So that's the kind of crap that you run into. But I just can't leave it because we've come too far. And it's right on that back. It's hard for me to do this with one hand. But it's on this back edge back here and around that top. And then our flange piece, got it cleaned up. So we got this piece here. And on the back side of it, so we got some work to do. Well, this is a prime example of what I mean by you don't know what you're going to get into until you start getting in there. So as you can see, this is the first part we took off. And now I've got that corner of the cowl took off. And the reason being is, here is the piece. It goes on the truck like this. So I took it off. I done took it over there and cleaned it up a little bit. And that's what we got. Look at all them pits in that. And then over here is the reason why I took it off. because I can't get to that. I can't get to this top corner while it was in the truck. And I can't leave it. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but I ain't going to. So that's definitely no good. I was thinking about with it on the truck, I was going to cut it out. I was going to cut it out right through here and right along through here and just replace it with it in the truck. But the problem is that it's rusted higher. So that would have made me get up in here. Now the inside of this and all this up in here is good. But we've got some damage to the lower part of the inner portion of the cab here. This is, you can see it there. So, the work continues. What do you do? I debated and debated and debated on trying to figure out a way to fix that with it in the truck. But the easiest way to do it is to get it out. Now, if I had a spare truck with some decent parts on it, I'd rob one off of it, but I don't. And again, I don't know if they make this or not. You look on the internet anymore and you'll be on there for days trying to find it. If they do make it, I don't know. So, whatever. We're going to repair it. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't horrible. But it ain't great neither. Again, like this, the whole part ain't bad. Just pitted up in spots. So a lot of this we could treat. A lot of it we're going to sand or grind, wire wheel. A lot of it we're going to weld. And some of it we're going to replace. And then we will treat it real good. This is the outside here. We'll treat it real good. Primer and paint. And stick it back in there. It goes on. I mean, obviously you can see it, but it goes on right here. It's that part of the cowl right there. I didn't have to do that on the passenger side. On the passenger side, this piece here wasn't this bad. I think it had a little bit on this end here, which I was able to patch up, but it didn't have all that right there. So, if you guys are working on one of these, or whatever project you're working on, just be ready to be more work than what you bargained for. But at this point, it's turned out to be a hobby. Alright, show everybody what we're doing here. So we begin welding up some rust spots here. And what we're doing, you see that bottom half right here at my thumb? That is what the upper half right here looked like. You can rewind the video and see, but it was rotted out, well, pitted up like that up here. So what I'm doing is going through and welding up them rust pits. And there's quite a few bad ones. Yeah, got them circled there, the ones I want to take care of first. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this piece of aluminum right here and just going in the back side, like putting it right here and clamping it down and then welding through on the back. And that kind of acts as a heat sink, and it don't let you blow through them pits. That's about all I got right there. And grind that off and fix that up real good. But I'm going to set the camera up and show you one time what I'm doing, and we'll fix these right here. We'll fix these right here with that trick right there. Still using our little flux core welder here. Little Harbor Freight welder, 90 amp. So we got our piece of aluminum clamped on here, and we're going to weld up a couple of these little pits right in here. That's not one right there. We're going to weld up a couple of these pits. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I found this little welder here. Does really good on sheet metal. It don't want to burn through as bad, but with it being pitted like that, it's thin, so it does and will do it if you ain't careful. I think that's connect them two here. Come on. I know. We got here. Look at all my shit. See there, it welds it pretty good. And the camera will focus. But yeah. So let me take it over here to the bench grinder and knock it down a little bit. As you can see, so we knocked it down just a little bit. And what I'm going to do now is just use a plain Jane grinder here with a wore out wheel, but just a little flat disc, and we can come in and blend all that in with this thing right here. And see, you keep going until you get her to where there ain't no more pit. Now, of course, we got a little bit more work to do, but I was going to show you how I was doing it. Let's see what we're going to start on next here. We're going to try to pull it off right here. So let me get the welder and everything set up, and I will show you the results. I just wanted to show you guys how I was doing it. If you didn't know, take your piece of aluminum or copper, put it on the back side here, clamp it down, and then weld it up. Okay, here's the progress so far on it. We still got to work on it. But we are adding that metal back and getting rid of them rust holes. And if they're too thin, it'll blow through. And since we have that pad back there, it's helping. So you see right there where it gets too thin, it'll blow through. We can come back through and weld up the front side. So you're actually getting rid of all that rust. I see there's still some pits in the weld that we'll have to come back through and touch up, but that's how I'm doing it, because they don't make this piece. I don't have this piece. And that's just another way that I'm filling in all this stuff. Still got to come back and touch up that piece there. That was that piece that I showed you on. So you can fill up this pitted metal. It's tedious, but we can do it. Got to tackle this piece right here next. This one will be a little bit more tricky because of that bend, that arch right there. That's alright, we'll get it. They're not going to be pretty. We got to grind them and fix them. They hit that rusty metal and it splatters like no other. But believe it or not, this little flux core welder here is getting it done. Let's take it over to the grinder. Alright, we got it knocked down with the big grinder. Now let's go make everything smoothed up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to leave this area right in here a little thicker. That's where that hole was. Now, it looks like Fido's ass from the inside, and this is the side that you're actually going to see. So we'll have to take some special care here. Back here, you don't see this. And we're just going to leave it a little thicker. Especially on this corner here where that hole was. So let's go blend all this in. Alrighty. So we got that smoothed up with the old regular old flat disc here. Let's beat, look at this thing. It has seen its better days. I won't even take the time to put electrician's tape on it. Closest thing to me, that's what went on it. But, so this is where that hole was here. This is where some pits was through here. Filled up with new metal there. Down into here. And you'll see the metal right down in here. I'm not worried about that. That don't have any pits on it. We're just welding up where the pits were. And I'm not seeing any more. Now we could do some more work to it, and I may. But this is where that hole was, right here. And we've got some new metal in there. Looks like I hit it a little too hard with the grinder. Right here, it's kind of got a flat spot in it. But we got to take care of the front side. This is the back side. Again, it looks good once you get it painted. You won't really be able to see none of that. You won't see it anyway because it's under the cowl in the truck. But the part you will see will need a little bit more attention. That looks like hammered hell right there. That weld does not want to stick to that rust. You have to blow through it to get it. Well, that's the hole I ended up with. Look how big that is. Bigger than a quarter now. Started out about the size of a pencil eraser. But if you want to fix this stuff, it is tedious, but it can be done. It may work better with some with a better welder. I'm not saying this one's cowl, but it's just a cheap 90 amp flux core from Harbor Freight, and it does good. So maybe a gas one would do a little better. I don't know. But we're getting some new metal in here, getting this thing fixed up. Now we got to work on in here. And the fun thing is I can't get my grinders, got 15 of them, down in there. So what we're having to use, and I would advise if you're doing anything like this, it don't have to be on a Ford truck. All the older trucks has got curves on them, but get yourself one of these. Just a little carbide burr tool. Got these at, you guessed it, Harbor Freight as well. This brand here, and it comes in a pack of, it's hard to do all this with one hand. It comes in a pack like that. But they work really good. Now they're a little steep. I think these were still like 70 bucks. But I've had them for a while. I've used them on a lot. I've used them on this project truck here. And that's what we're going to use to get in here and get that curve right. Now I'll have to come back through and touch a lot of that up. So we might as well wait on doing anything else to this, because we got to get this smoothed up on the front, and we may have to do a little bit more on the back. But now on the front side, we want this looking pretty good. This is what you'll see. Now it's under, I don't know how much of it you would see. It goes right here on the truck, and then your hood, I'm pretty sure your hood hinge goes here. That or your fender brace comes out like my arm right here, and that spot is right there where my thumb is. But we got to get it right. I still got a couple pits up here, but all in all, this old pitted up piece is coming around. For free. Well, I done had all the stuff. If you've already got all the stuff, then it ain't costing me nothing, just time. But let me get this thing clamped down, and we're going to start working on this glob of, I don't know what, up in here. Alrighty. Well, there it is with a little bit of work with the burr tool. And you can see I've got some gaps in there that I'm going to have to fill. But as far as getting the radius and stuff right, this little tool does good, because you can get it in there and smooth everything up like this. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get the welder, and we are going to fix those holes right there. Got one, two, little one there. Yeah, we got to fill in these little gaps here. Now what'll probably happen is it'll cause this back here to blow out. But that's alright, we're not done with this neither. So just a few minutes, I mean, maybe working on it about an hour, and you can get pretty much the big stuff done. But let's get to it. Alright. Just a couple dabs. That's all we needed. So don't go crazy with it. Especially working on this thin of a metal. Let's see. It actually didn't do too bad. One spot right there. Okay. Let's get it cleaned up. See what we got. So there's the second go at it. And we got it pretty good. Now I just need to round it off. You got to be easy with those burr tools, because if you stay in one area too long, it'll cup it. It'll cut the shape of the tool into the metal. So as you can see, I've got to do a little bit more shaping. It's too wavy. But I think, yeah. A little bit more shaping and I think we're good. Clean this up back here. So let's do that, and I'll cut you back on and we'll see if we fix that or not. Alrighty, I think we've got it about as good as I'm gonna get it. This is the outside. This is the side that matters here. This is the side we're gonna see. So we pretty much got all of the pits out. The back side here. Now the back side ain't as pretty, and that's because it's going to be covered up, and it has to have enough material to attach everything else to it that goes on it. But for the most part, we have got everything welded up and done. So let's set it on the truck here. It's going to go on something like that. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get that back on there, but there it is, hanging there. So that's the same piece that had a hole up there in this corner. Up here we had a hole. And then it was pitted up all down and through here. And it was pitted all around through here and down across the bottom. And then on the back side here, this was about rotted through right here and right here. And then we had a bunch of pitting going on over here, and it was rotted through right here. And so we got that all welded up. Now we could smooth that out, but I want to leave it thick right there. Give it some more meat. Maybe through the years it won't do that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come through and we're going to do our rush treatment here. Get all this protected. Then we'll put 3 coats of primer, 3 coats of paint, and get the back side of this protected real good. And maybe we won't have to fool this piece again for a while. But we can do it, guys. I mean, I know that's not perfect. That's not perfect. There's some people out there who do it better than me. But with a $100 welder and some cheap, literally no-name grinders, I think it turned out pretty good. Good enough for the girls I date. So once we get this piece treated right here and painted, we're going to come in and we're going to fix all this right here on this piece. And then we'll get this piece put back in and get it welded back to the truck. And I think then we are ready to treat all this down through here and get it painted and make our piece up here. Alrighty, it's the next day here, guys, and I know I said I was done with it, but I am OCD about this crap. It's a good and bad trait. Lord, look at my table. Goodness gracious. Anyhow, I can't do it, guys. I can't leave that right there. Got all of it fixed real good. And then I was noticing that clip before that I was showing everybody I was done. This is the top edge. I really don't care about it, but it's got some pretty decent pits in it, so we came this far. Let's fix it, because it ain't all the way around. Damn, camera won't focus. It ain't all the way around it. It literally starts right here. I don't know why it won't focus. But it literally starts right here, and there's some pitting going along up this upper edge. It's kind of hard to weld this because it'll want to blow through. I can't get no good angle on it. Sorry, guys. But let's get these welded up here. We can do it. It won't take just a second. Let's weld these pits up along this edge, and it'll be completely done then. Hope you guys don't have the same problem I do. I just can't leave stuff alone. Let's fix this upper edge. And so you see what it wants to do there. It wants to blow. It wants to burn that edge off going down through there. You got to be careful welding up these edges. you'll have to build you another edge and grind it down. See that? So let's fix that. Alrighty. Looks are not what we're going for right now. It's gonna look like Fido's ass. It's gonna spit and sputter and raise all matters of Cain. And burn your building down if you don't watch it. But we're just looking to add some material on here so we can grind it down into a new edge. Now, it may take a time or two and a little bit of practice, but what happens is this edge here, it's rolled over, so there ain't much to it, and it'll just burn that edge off. You got to be easy. It takes me a minute to figure out which direction to go, but I found going this way, welding this way, helped out a lot. But let's take it over here to the bench grinder and see what we got. May have to touch up a couple areas, but let's see where it's at. All right, so we got it down to that right there. So let's take it over here to the hand grinder and straighten it on up. All right, let's see what we got so far here. So yeah. So again, this upper edge all the way down to this right through here is going to be hidden. So I'm not too worried about looks. I'm more worried about aesthetics. Is this full of metal now? Is this not thin and going to rust? That's what I'm looking at. Now the side that we can see, we will definitely do a lot more work and get everything smoothed up. But as far as getting the pits welded up along this edge here, it looks like we did just that. Now, if you want to spend a lot of time and build this back perfect, you can. But as far as my project and what I'm doing, I'm just looking to get the weak metal replaced with thicker good metal. Grind it down where the profile will fit back on the truck and be rust free and pit free. Remember, there was a ton of pits back here. It was pitted all the way up through here. There was a ton of pits right through here and all over through here and then over in here. You get the gist. And then we had a big hole up here. But I think we are there now. We've got the edge here pretty good. So yeah, I think it is now time to put our rust treatment on there. Well guys, there we have it. It's not a brand new piece, but it looks good. You'll never be able to tell it once we get done. And we've pretty much got all of the big pits that I was worried about being too thin and causing trouble in the future. Only thing left is just some tiny, microscopic specks that are not too deep at all. Once we get that metal treated and painted, in behind there and get it all welded back up on, we won't have no issues with that. But I thank you guys for watching, staying tuned, piece by piece, and slowly but surely, we know where the finish line is now. Not much more to go. Like always, guys, I appreciate it. My name's Stacy over at Dirt Floor Garage 79, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.